The Chicago Bears seem to be unraveling, dropping their second consecutive game to the Arizona Cardinals 29-9. And this is already coming off the heels of them giving up that epic collapse against the Washington Commanders, where Tyreek Stevenson is mocking Commanders fans, not paying attention to the play at hand, gets into the play late, tips the ball up into the waiting arms of Noah Brown, and we all know the rest, which is history. Now, due to those actions, the Bears have decided to bench Tyreek Stevenson for this game, which was not well received by Tyreek Stevenson, but if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, am I right? Now, talking about the game in particular, it's very clear that the Chicago Bears offense has really fallen off a cliff. Ever since the bye week, they have looked really out of sorts, and if you take out their performance against the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars, this team doesn't really do much well offensively. I mean, Caleb Williams is arguably regressing since his days at USC. He's not being crisp in the pocket. He's not making decisive decisions. He's honestly making some good plays thanks to his mobility, but how long is that going to last you? And takes a shot late when the team is already down by 20. For reasons why he's even in the game is beyond me. But he gets dinged up, but maybe not a serious injury, but the fact that he's even in there is appalling to me. This all comes back to Matt Eberflus, who I think is the weakest link in the Chicago Bears team. Through 2 years, Matt Eberflus has compiled a 10-24 record, and I've been on this podcast saying that he should have been cleaned out with the rest of the staff with last year after failing to develop Justin Fields. Why keep him in for this year, which is essentially a lame duck year? And when you have Caleb Williams under a rookie scale contract, to get the most out of him, if you come in with a offensive guru like Cliff Kingsbury, who was available and honestly wanting to coach this team, but their cheap decisions leading them to probably ending up having to fire Matt Eberflus and burning a year under this rookie scale contract for Caleb Williams. And this just comes back to the never-ending cycle of Chicago Bears mismanagement. You take Mitchell Trubisky and you fire John Fox after year one, and he's under Matt Nagy as head coach. You bring in Justin Fields to replace Mitchell Trubisky under the last year of Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy gets fired, and then you bring in Matt Eberflus. Give up on Justin Fields, but you keep Matt Eberflus, but you replace Justin Fields with Caleb Williams. It's bringing in a quarterback under a different coach, but then in the second year, you're bringing in a new head coach, and eat, rinse, repeat for this never-ending cycle. I had my reservations this year. I thought that maybe the expertise of Caleb Williams and this offense, at least with the moves made, would be able to overcome the ineptitude of Matt Eberflus, who just does not do well on the road. 21 games on the road. Currently, Matt Eberflus owns a 3-18 record, including a negative 181 point differential. He does not come prepared for the road. He doesn't make in-game adjustments. We saw that very clearly in the collapse last week in DC against the Commanders, and his defense is mediocre at best, and when it comes to in-game management, he doesn't seem to have his guys prepared. And I'm going to continue to harp on the fact that Bears management really messed this up, because they had some opportunities to get a fresh mind in here, but they wanted to run it back with a guy that hasn't produced in this league. To be honest, this is heading towards the Bears completely falling off the tracks, because they haven't played a single divisional game at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised come the end of the season that the Bears are going to be kicking themselves, and now you have to restart the whole thing in year 2 next year when you inevitably fire Matt Eberflus at the end of the season.